Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for your weekend love reading for the weekend of March 13th to March 15th, 2020. My apologies for not doing all of the signs last weekend. Last week was a little bit hectic. I'm going to go ahead and try to break this up into two parts. I'm going to do it similar to how I did the first ones when I first did these weekend love readings. So it is going to be for all signs. If all goes according to time frame, I'm going to get it to be Aries through Virgo for the first part, and then Libra through Pisces for the second part. Time and energy are fluid, so these messages can apply at any time you watch them. It doesn't have to be specifically for this weekend. Given it is a love reading, keep in mind that these messages... Oh, my cat is falling. Keep in mind that these messages can apply to you or another person if that comes through. I have no intention of whether this will be about singles or couples or whatever comes through for any of the signs. So we're going to be using the Golden Dawn Tarot and the Dragon Tarot, as well as the animal messages for a nice closing message for each sign. So that said, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Oops. So, hello Aries, hope you're doing well, hope you've had a beautiful week. Keep in mind that this reading can apply to any aspect of your chart. I do implore you to have your chart open while we do this. If you do not have an Aries placement, and you are a cross watcher, you do have Aries in one of your houses, and keep in mind that can apply as well. If something doesn't fit, don't force it. Time and energy are fluid, so these messages can apply any which way. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it and see what Spirit has in store for you for the weekend of March 13th to March 15th, 2020. We have Death, Strength, and Temperance. We have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Let's see. I mean, these are, aside from like the King of Cups, this is nearly all like trump cards, universal energies. I think that being said, the main message I'm picking up for you Aries right now is really just feeling like a lot of inner transformation coming into balance. A lot of what's been coming out for the collective. Given we are going to be in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, the shadow period ends on the 17th. And this reading is coming out on Friday the 13th. So take that as you may. I don't know. We have the sign 13 right here, or the number 13. I don't know why I said sign. So, I don't know. I mean, it's really just internal energy. Really just taking the time to sift through some of your emotions, given we do have the King of Cups here. This could be a water sign that you're dealing with, but it could also represent your inner masculine energies. But the message Spirit's telling me right now is taking the reins of your emotions. So we're going to clarify each of them. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. We have Six of Pentacles, and then we have Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So given we do have the overall energy as the King of Cups clarified by the Four of Swords, that to me is essentially telling me that right now is a good time for you to rest. Take this time out to kind of find that internal balance. To me, the Two of Cups represents that internal balance. Six of Swords represents moving on from difficult times, moving away from the conflict. Given the Five of Swords is representative of conflict, the Six of Swords can indicate this is your opportunity to move past some of the conflicts. We do have the Six of Pentacles here, which again, to me, represents balance. Sixes within tarot often represent balance, either coming into balance or understanding balance from a new perspective. Given your energy right now is a sort of solitary internal energy with the Temperance and Strength. It's like you're kind of being presented with this opportunity to, find your strength. Find your inner strength, find your inner worth, reclaim your inner worth. Yeah, that's really all it's coming through for you. So we're going to get a closing message here with the animal lessons. So we have the wolf. It says, listen to your inner wisdom and enjoy the gift of freedom. So we'll go ahead and read here. I can find it. Where is it? There it is. It says, wild, intelligent spirit of the plains and forests, Wolf takes what he needs, no more, no less, and counsels you to do the same. He instinctively trusts in his acute physical senses and the strong cooperative bonds of his complex social group, and is rewarded with freedom. Follow his confident, firm paw prints down uncharted tracks. Listen attentively to your own inner voice. Sorry, I almost had to burp. So your own inner voice as you walk, trusting in the strength of the relationships you value and the gift of Brother Wolf, which sets you free. So, while we can take that message into consideration, I feel like another message that's coming through for you right now is, trusting your pack, right? And so if you have people that you feel comfortable confiding in, even though you are in a state of solitude and finding that internal balance, don't take that as not being able to step out and talk with people when you need to talk, or if you feel like you need to vent or you need somebody to help you through what you're going through. Which actually, this might be representative of that King of Cups. This might be somebody who is here in your life right now to help you through some of the things you've been through. They may have some deeper insights into something that you may not know. Everybody can teach us something. So that's really all that's coming through for your reading for the weekend. I love you so much, Aries. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. If you'd like to book a personal reading, send me an email at jzargoshepard@gmail.com. But that concludes your section of the reading. Take the time to yourself you need. And don't beat yourself up for having to take things slow if you need to. But now we know. I need to find a better way for the cards. Let me see. Okay. Hello, Taurus. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a beautiful week. Keep in mind that these energies and messages can apply to any aspect of your chart. I do implore you to have your chart open while we do these readings. If you are a cross-watcher, I am not judging you, do your thing. But keep in mind that we all have each of the signs within our natal chart. If it is an empty placement, it is within a house, which does impact our experience and life lessons. Keep in mind that time and energy are fluid, so this message can apply to you or another person you're dealing with, or vice versa. It can go any which way, and it doesn't have to apply just for this weekend. So we're going to go ahead and pull some cards for you for the weekend of March 13th to March 15th, 2020 in love. So we have Six of Swords, we have Princess of Pentacles, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed, and we have Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So, Six of Swords just came out from the other deck, actually, with Aries. And we do have the Princess of Pentacles. So what I'm getting with these two cards in particular, the Princess of Pentacles to me represents somebody who is essentially embarking upon their path, right? It's kind of trying to find their own way, walking away from the old traditions and the barren wastelands of what they were brought up to believe in, kind of learning to find your own ground. And so you may, especially since this is an earth sign, an earth energy, the Princess of Pentacles, Pentacles is being an earth energy. This is a Taurus reading. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse to the Three of Wands is the overall energy. It's kind of like I'm hearing the message like the battle has been hard won. And so it's as if you're coming to this place where like the Six of Swords, it almost feels like the Six of Swords is the overall energy. But I guess it makes sense having the Three of Wands as the overall energy because it's like the celebratory energy. Whereas like you have good friends around you, you got loved ones who are happy for you. Let's say like, especially since it's in love, this feels like you may have just come out of an unbalanced connection. You may be kind of wanting to step away from an unbalanced connection, go towards calmer waters, walk away from the conflict, and the energies are really ripe for that right now. Especially since we're in the shadow period of Mercury Retrograde. Now is really the last time to do that final review, especially before Saturn moves into Aquarius, because Saturn is going to move into Aquarius not long after it's on the 20th, I believe it is. It's going to be my Saturn return. I made a post recently, and it turns out a bunch of people are having their Saturn returns, like a bunch of Saturn in Aquarius. Mine's in the first house, so it should be interesting. I think if you're having your Saturn return and this reading is applying to you, I would recommend you looking up which house it's in, and then specifically search on the internet like Saturn, or like Aquarius, Saturn, and such house, and especially if you do like the return, and you'll often get so many different articles that will give you information and advice that will kind of help ease a lot of the worrisome ease a lot of the worry that comes along with the return. I feel like a lot of people make it out to be more than it can be, so long as you do the inner work and you're somebody who takes responsibility for your life, which, let's be honest, Taurus quite often does that. This is a really, really good opportunity for you to grow and prepare for those times. So at the bottom of the deck, with shuffling this is the clarifiers. We have the Lovers. We have Five of Swords, which is interesting because it's right under the Six of Swords. We have the Three of Wands reverse, and we have the Two of Wands. And so I'm basically being shown that you're in a space of needing to make a decision about whether you want to continue to rehash old fights, old relationships. Let's say somebody decided to return to your life because that's the end of Mercury retrograde. We're in the retrograde period. It can very much happen. So it's like you have like the upside. You have like two different decisions I'm seeing with this Two of Wands. The Two of Wands to me represents two different paths you can go down right now. Given there's like infinite possibilities. With the Lovers can represent a decision. With the Two of Wands can represent a decision and love that's going to either lead you towards the Five of Swords and Three of Wands reverse, or it's going to bring you towards a Six of Swords, Three of Wands upright, right? And so it's kind of like these two branching paths. Do you want to continue to rehash the past with this person, understanding that you can still give things another try if it feels right, but if it starts going the way that it was in the past and you kind of find yourself falling into the same patterns within the relationship, that's when you got to kind of get real with yourself and recognize that this relationship may very well be bringing you off balance given this Two of Pentacles here. And so it's kind of this energy of like learning to choose yourself in a way that doesn't always necessarily mean completely cutting people out of your life. Maybe that just means spending more time alone, spending more time building your life, worrying less about the future with this person. So, quick closing message for you, Taurus. We're going to pull in animal messages. Okay. So we have Wild Boar. Whatever tradition or others expect of you, only be true to yourself. I'm not going to read it from the book because I've gotten this one before and it was actually pretty recent, so I have a pretty good idea of this card. But just off the bat, Wild Boar, this has a lot to do with tradition. I know earth signs and earth energies tend to be very stubborn in some ways, but not always in the way, like I feel like that stubbornness is misinterpreted in a lot of ways. And so it's like, it's as if this person is expecting you to adhere to their idea of what a traditional relationship should look like. It's like you both may understand that you want to be in a relationship, but your ideas of what a relationship should look like are conflicting, and there's a sense of needing to come to a deeper understanding of of each other's views in order to come to a deeper sense of balance and understanding within the relationship. And so if you would like to do that, you have to be true to yourself. Both of you need to be true to yourselves, and if that means taking a step back or walking away from the relationship for this time being, you got to do what you got to do to keep yourself balanced and to keep yourself moving forward, to keep your life going. So that's all I have for you, Taurus. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Please email me if you would like to delve into a personal reading, or if you have if you want to get more into this energy that was coming out, if you need advice on how to move forward in this connection. You have a fantastic week. I will talk to you soon. I am going to take a sip of water. Hello, Gemini. I hope you're doing well. Keep in mind that this reading can apply to any aspect of your chart. If it does not, do not force it. Keep in mind that if you are a cross watcher, I'm not judging you. Do your thing. But just know that you do have a Gemini placement in your chart in a house if you don't have a placement there. So if there's no placement, you have Gemini in a house. We all have every aspect of every sign in our chart. So even though this message may apply to you or another person, those energies are vice versa and fluid. So take it as it resonates. We're going to see what Spirit has in store for you for the weekend of March 13th to March 15th in love. Gemini. Ooh, we have Death. That came out for Aries. We have the Tree of Life card. Always a great card to have. And we have the Two of Pentacles upright with the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So, right off the bat, This doesn't necessarily feel like an intertransformational type of energy. What I'm seeing here is you may be feeling like stuck in your head because you're not seeing the movement that you think it should be. Like things aren't moving in the direction you think they should, or they're not moving as quick as you think they should. If this is in terms of a relationship, this is essentially telling me that many relationships, even before coming in together in the way you want them to come together, they have a gestation period, much like all manifestations in life. The Tree of Life is what's telling me that, right? Tree of Life essentially to me in a love spread represents understanding that things need to manifest in their own divinely orchestrated ways, right? And so if you're thinking of your relationship as above and it's coming from this kind of ether, and it's, maybe you contact this person, or you speak to this person telepathically, or you have a very deep spiritual connection, and understanding that while that is amazing, learning to get to know each other in the physical through your 3D expressions, getting to know each other's ego, and essentially that is what's going to help bring a deeper understanding into whether you want to continue with somebody. Because it's easy to fall in love with somebody's soul, but if you don't take the time to get to know them in the 3D, there's really not much I can do for you there. That's something you have to kind of figure out on your own. To be honest, I can only provide so much insight, but we'll clarify a little bit to see what would help you, because we do have death, and so that's telling me that there is a transformation happening. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, and your death is a Scorpionic card. Two of Pentacles can represent balance, decisions, maybe juggling. Maybe you're caught in your head with the Ten of Swords reverse. Maybe you're caught in your head between two different people or multiple people. Again, I'm not judging you, but it's like if that's the case, that might be the reason you feel like there's a delay. Because you're not like, you may like be talking to another person, but if you're caught up on somebody else in your head, that may be influencing the way this is coming together. So let's see, we have the Five of Swords, then we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Three of Cups, and then we have, or Three Cups reverse, and we have the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck reverse. So as the overall energy, we have two tens, Swords and Pentacles. Tens in the upright, often to me, they represent coming to the close of karmic cycles, coming to the close of difficult lessons you may have been dealing with. But since they are in the reverse, that's telling me that you may not be truly learning the lessons that are being presented to you right now. Because we have the Ace of Pentacles, that's clarifying the Tree of Life. So it's like the universe has given you this opportunity to start new, whether this is with another person. But the fact of the matter is, if you're still holding on to your ex, that is going to make things a lot more difficult for both people in this situation. And I'm not saying it to make you feel bad for still being hung up on your ex. I mean, everybody's entitled to their time to heal. But just be sure you're not jumping into a relationship because you don't want to be alone, or because you're not comfortable with sitting with everything that has happened, and maybe this is your escape. Alright, so we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. That can represent a few things in this situation. The message I'm getting here is, while it can represent, like a third-party situation, I'm more so leaning towards needing to come to a sense of emotional balance. Threes in the Tarot to me represent balance. Can be a celebratory energy, as we see in the Wands and the Pentacles, in the Cups. But given the Cups is in the reverse, you may not be feeling like this is a successful situation you have gotten yourself into, but it's because you're looking at it the wrong way. You're looking at it through the perspective of the pain of your past, and you need to kind of learn to set that aside to see the situation clearly for what it is and for what's being presented to you right now. Because the Five of Swords tells me you're focusing a little bit too much on either the conflict in the current situation, or you're focusing too much on whether you're going to experience the same conflicts in new situations or with this new person. Given we don't have any court cards, this can essentially represent somebody who is afraid of attracting the same situation. They're afraid of attracting failed situations. But I think a lot of that is learning to recognize the patterns soon enough so that you do not contribute and stay in situations that are representations of, what everything you've been through and are trying to get away from. So we're going to have a quick final closing message here for you, Gemini. It's in the reverse. This happened before. I could have sworn I've had all of these cards in the upright, but I guess a few have gotten... This this happened when I did I think the collective weekly reading. Anyway, so we have the baboon. It says, in love, a declaration of passion, heartfelt communication is key. So, let's see here. What do we got? That's a brown one. Excuse me. Where is it? Okay. It says, sublime baboon, adept of love, wears her heart on her sleeve. Baboon does not pretend. Her passions and shows of affection are genuine. Her reactions without artifice, so you may wait. Her reactions without artifice, so you may believe the ardent declarations of others. Truthful, heartfelt communication and open expression of feelings are what matter now in your relationship if, like baboon, you seek lasting love. Hiding your emotions will leave others unsure of your intentions and reluctant to reveal their feelings, which can only lead to misunderstandings and sadness. So I think the message is pretty clear here, Gemini. It's like there needs to be a conversation with this person about how it is you're feeling in the connection, but not always necessarily how you're feeling about them, but like what you need going forward, because you got to be sure to communicate your needs with the people that you're associating with. I mean, you can't expect people to meet your needs if you don't communicate with them properly, if you don't let them know what it is you actually need. But then at the same time, it's like you can't be mad when people don't meet your needs, because not everybody has the space to meet the needs that need to be met. And understanding that those needs can be met through so many different relationships in your life, and it doesn't always have to be from one person. So I think the real closing message here for you, Gemini, is get clear with what it is you really want with this person. It seems like somebody is coming through in this connection that may be feeling like you're causing them to feel unsure, or if this is somebody you're dealing with and they're making you feel unsure, there needs to be an open communication about this. Create an open dialogue about how you're feeling, about what it is that's making you feel so, not insecure, but feeling unsure about the nature of the relationship, or where do you see it going. If it's something that's just kind of like a situationship, there's this need to get clear with yourself and get clear with the other person to bring a deeper sense of peace within both of your lives. But that concludes your reading for the weekend. I love you all so much, Gemini. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. If you would like to book a personal reading, please do send me an email to jzargoshepard@gmail.com. But we will be moving on. I think I just cut my finger. Oops, no I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I think I kind of did, not really. Anyways. Hello, Cancer. I hope you're doing well. Keep in mind that this reading can apply to any aspect of your chart. If something does not fit, do not force it. You are a cross-watcher. I do not judge you, do your thing, but keep in mind that if you do not have a Cancerian placement, that you do have Cancer in one of your houses. So I do implore you to have your chart open while we do this reading. Keep in mind that the time and energy are fluid, so if a message can apply to you or another person or vice versa at any time that you watch. This doesn't have to be just for the weekend. So we're going to get some energy for you for the weekend of March 13th to March 15th. We have the Emperor, we have Prince of Wands, we have Ace of Swords reverse, and we have Queen of Wands. Okay, so this very well may be a situation in which you are dealing with a divine masculine energy that is forcing you to get real with what it is you really want out of a relationship. So what I'm seeing here is the overall energy, right? We have the Queen of Wands as the overall energy. This can represent you or another person. I feel like this kind of represents you. I feel like the Emperor with the Prince of Wands may represent somebody you're dealing with. This could very well be a divine partnership, a twin flame relationship if you want to look at it like that. Although we don't necessarily have counterparts, we do have the same suit, Prince and the Queen. So it's almost as if you're kind of looking at this person right now as somebody who's just kind of, they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out, they don't know what they want, and you're like, oh, but I see such a deep spiritual connection here with this person, and it's like, okay, well, that's not the only reason that you should be with somebody. Somebody should be able to treat you well and be real with you about what it is that's going on in the relationship, what it is they really want, because the Ace of Swords, I'm seeing like this sword is like driven between both of you. There's this sense of like a veil pulled over the eyes of the relationship, and you're both not seeing each other clearly. But this feels like this is happening to essentially heal the wounded masculine aspects of both people. Because the Emperor can represent somebody who is organized, well organized. They're just like a master of their domain. They're a master of their own physical realms, especially if this is like a masculine energy. But in order to get there, it takes time to heal the lessons. And so it's like, okay, I think I'm picking up, yeah, see, we have the Empress came out too, so I can't really deny the fact that this would be divine partnership, especially in like a love type of reading. So we have the Five of Wands reverse, the Empress, Queen of Swords, and the Nine of Cups reverse. So what I'm seeing here, if this is a divine relationship, if you do feel like you resonate with the divine feminine aspects, keep in mind these are not gender specific. But what I'm seeing here is the masculine energy is recognizing the fact that this relationship and the fact that you're taking a step back, you're taking a step away, is helping this person come to terms with what it is that has happened, what it is that's transpired so far in this relationship. And it looks like kind of a similar message that was coming out in the collective weekend reading, love reading I did last weekend. There is a sense, was it the weekend love reading? I think it was. It was the Twin Flame one that ended up coming out. So this may very well be a commentary on that. There's a sense of learning to heal the feminine aspects of your wounded feminine. Learning to heal your wounded feminine aspects, I should say. Given we do have the Nine of Cups reverse, this can represent the tendency to be like very selfish and overindulgent to the point of endangerment to your own health. And I think it's important to recognize that whether you resonate with the masculine or feminine energies, we do all have the masculine and feminine energies within us. And there needs to be this sense of not letting ourselves fall back into the same places that we were in when we were hurt. You know, not letting those past pains creep their way into your life and infiltrate all of your relationships. Given we do have the Five of Wands reverse, it's as if you're kind of resisting the changes that are being brought to you right now, and you're not seeing the space and you're not seeing the separation for what it's truly trying to teach you. Because the Queen of Swords is essentially showing me, given it's in the upright, it's not like too vindictive, but it's like recognizing the fact that there needs to be some kind of understanding of both the masculine and the feminine energies, not only within yourself, but within the other person you're dealing with. And there needs to be a deep reverence and respect for everybody's life path, everybody's healing journey, and recognizing that nobody is going to heal at the same rate or in the same way that you do. And we're going to close this out here. Uh-oh. Did I get them upside down again? I need to be careful how I shuffle. I'm going to get a kind of closing energy for you here, Cancer. We have the Raven, or the Crow, also is what it is. It says, listen to your intuition to receive a message from the world of spirit. So we'll read it, because I'm going to actually cut this reading into 3 parts, I believe, because we are already pushing our time limit, and we're only a third of the way done. So it says, black, glossy magician of the feather world, intelligent denizen of wind-swept hills, lonely crags, and dark forest, Raven swoops on wings of 4-foot span. He calls to the wolves to tell them that a feast awaits a deer, a bear, and he calls to you so that you may discover the enchanter within and give form to the formless. Listen carefully to his cry, for Raven brings you a message from the realm of the spirit. To me, the Raven and the Crow represent what death represents in the tarot. And so right now, this separation is extremely necessary for you to come to a deeper sense of understanding of what it is you need to heal. Spirit and the universe are always communicating with us, always trying to show us the deeper meanings of our experiences. But it's up to us to take the time to connect with our higher selves, to really take the time to step back and slow down, and kind of just like learn to quiet the mind in order to take a note of the energies and downloads coming in to help us further on our path. But that actually concludes everything that's coming out for you this weekend. I love you so much, Cancer. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. If you would like to book a personal reading, please send me an email to jzargoshepard@gmail.com. I love you so much, and I hope you have a great weekend. But I am going to split this video into 3 parts like I did 2 weeks ago. Mostly because I don't think my phone, I think my phone's going to cut off if I end up doing it any further than I'm trying to do it now. So yeah, so if you saw any of these, thank you for sticking around. If you'd like a book of personal reading, send me an email to jzargoshepard.com. No, I just messed that up. To jzargoshepard@gmail.com. There should be a part 2 and 3 of this reading coming out at the same time this reading has come out. So I love you so much, and I will see you in part 2. Bye.